Some actions there in the world of volleyball. Welcoming you on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. Time to take you around the world of sport. A lot of at least activities happening in the world of that juicy sector called sport. But we'll be looking at volleyball first, and I have in the studio two guests. I'll be talking sport with me this hour. I have to my immediate left-hand side is Ahmad Emmanuel. Good to have Ahmad.
Thank you for having me.
And also I have the guru, as I call him, the sports statistics. That's Olawale Peter. It's good to have you.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you.
At least I love that laughter. Today is not about Chelsea and Arsenal.
And I don't know what you have in stock. Don't just give me that that good name for nothing.
At the end of the show, I have something to give you. Don't worry.
I trust you.
Okay, let's start the show with volleyball. Let's look at this particular story. Africa Under-17 Girls National Volleyball. Well, from the way it is, Nigeria beat Cameroon 3-1 to win their first match. They lost their first game against Egypt, and now they play a second game, and they were able to win this game against Cameroon. Good one for that particular encounter between Nigeria and Cameroon. Our ladies doing well. They play 4 quarters. They won 3 out of 4. Well, Cameroon was able to win 1. Now, looking at that particular story, congrats to Team Nigeria. The Under-17 girls really tried their best after losing their first game against Egypt. Ahmad Emmanuel, you were there. Give us insight.
Absolutely. From day one, we saw some good action in terms of volleyball. But let me also say that girls approached the first game against the Egyptians on a very jittery note, you know, and they came back stronger and better against the Cameroonians. And yeah, yesterday a lot of people were saying, well, if the way they approached the game against Cameroon, they had actually approached Egypt that very way, they won't lose. So this time around, I think is a morale booster for them going further because they will repeat this same game again against Cameroon, I understand, to play Egypt in the final. That will be on Thursday. So let's see how it goes though. But by and large, I think the girls are young, very promising, and quite a lot of talented volleyballers there that I think are materials for the future. And trust me, well, as it is now, quite a lot of people are also questioning the age of the Cameroonians, or possibly some of the girls in the Egyptian squad. But then that's not for us to talk about. Our focus should be our own country, Nigeria. And if you can see, I mean, from what we can see, the girls are very young. Obviously, it is under 17, and trust me, it is really a material for the future. And I'm really happy for this development.
Yeah, even if you can't win now, but at least we have the team for the future. Under-17 girls doing us proud against Cameroon, and they will be facing Egypt again on Thursday. Talking about this African Nations Under-17 Girls Championship taking place in Abuja. Well, Olawale Peters, I'm sure you have something to say about this.
Well, I think I said it all. They are material for the future. We are having a competition. It's not a must for us to win the competition as at that time, to look at what do we have for them in the future. Their first match also, if you look at it, apart from jittering, they even lack concentration also. The coach even made that statement after the first match that The main reason why they lost their first match against the Egyptians was because they lack concentration. But their next match, they've improved upon it. And that is how you win a competition. You have to improve on match basis. So let's see what they have in stock. Also, knowing fully that we're having 3 teams competition, not that we're having 5 or 6. The other 2 teams, they pull out due to logistic issues. And this is more like a qualifying stage to see who's going to represent Africa at the world stage. So let's see what they have. I'm sure they are improving on match basis, and I'm confident we'll deal with the Cameroon, irrespective of the people they brought, either they're under 17 or they're above 17. How is to concentrate and see how we're going to take advantage to win it. We are playing it at our backyard here, so it will be very painful for us to be visited at home.
It will not be good to lose back-to-back to Egypt. They lost the first one, but we won the second game against Cameroon there. Congrats to Team Nigeria, the under-17 girls, and hopefully they'll bounce back against Egypt in the next match they'll be playing on Thursday. Now, from volleyball, we cross over to soccer, the one they call football, the most popular sport in the world right now. You can't take anything away from that beautiful bride of football. But lately, Super Eagles, they've been fumbling. They've not been giving Nigerians what they really want to see. But one of them, Victor Boniface, applies with Bayer Leverkusen of Germany, is already talking that, well, 2024, well, though it's actually called 2023 AFCON, well, that will be coming up in Cote d'Ivoire. Super Eagles have capacity, quality to win 2023 AFCON, according to Victor Boniface. And looking at what they've been playing, we saw what they did against Zimbabwe and also against Lesotho. Do they really have the capacity and the quality to win 2023 AFCON? Olawale Peter, this is a big question.
Okay, what is the purpose of a child with beautiful and good handwriting but is failing an exam? What is the purpose of having the capacity and the quality in which we are not seeing in the qualifying stages? Where do we want to see it? We are talking about the last 7 matches that they've played under this current coach. Where is the quality? Where is the capacity? You've been at the stadium to watch their match. Do they play as a team? Do they play as a unit? Do we have a pattern of play? You shouldn't tell us this. You shouldn't come and whitewash us, sincerely. In fact, if you want to have it, all the current crop of Super Eagles players should be banned. Maybe you should just leave only 4 or 5% of them. To be honest with you, and if we're talking about quality, talking about capacity, I believe in teamwork. I don't believe in individual brilliance. No, that is not what we need to win a competition. We need them to play as a unit, as a team, and that is what is really, really lacking. This same Boniface was at Akwa Ibom Stadium when we lost. He played almost all the matches that we managed to draw. So where's the quality coming from there? As far as I'm concerned, we don't really have a team. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It would be better for us to go with at least 80% new set of players called Super Eagles than the present crop that they believe they are doing us a favor by representing us. And if you look at the success that we've had, the 3 times that we've won the Nations Cup in 1980, 1994, and 2013, we have more representative of local players than the foreign players. In fact, the last time that we had it good was in 2013. Under the late Stephen Keshi, we had 6 home-based players. That represents 26% of the total number of players that represent Super Eagles. And 3 of them, Godfrey, Sunday Umba, and Ejike, 3 of them played actively. And we saw what Sunday Umba did during the quarterfinal against Ivory Coast and final against Burkina Faso. That is called the most important and critical goals. So you cannot develop your game if you don't have people from your own local team. Look at the Brazil of this world. The reason why Brazil are where they are today is because they are having imported players. In those days, what they have is they have their own local players. The same thing with Argentina. The South Americans have dominated the world of football. They built their players, their team from home. Look at Barcelona also. They have their home faded team. So you have to build it from home, and that is what we are lacking. So talking about capacity, talking about quality, I don't see it in the current crop of Super Eagles that we have right now. We don't have a team. We don't have a pattern of play. And I don't even want to talking about a coach. We don't have a coach at all. So the best thing that we need to do right now is to what will have happened if we did not qualify in 2015 and 2017. Did we qualify? We didn't qualify. Nothing happened. So we should take that same risk and do the right thing. The current player that we have right now, maybe I can take about 3 or 4 of them.
Okay, let me take it like this. Who are those players? If you had to disband Eagles, let's assume you are the Minister of Sports or NFF chair president, or you have the power to disband Eagles. Which player are you leaving behind that will stay?
Okay, I'm going to leave, what's his name? Osimhen.
One.
Number 1 player, I'm going to leave him around. And then number 2, I'm going to leave Ademola Lookman. Because we're talking about passion, commitment, and dedication. I'm going to leave him behind. Then after that, I'm going to leave Kelechi Iheanacho also. I'm going to leave him behind because of what he did during the last match. You can see the passion, the dedication. I'm going to leave him around. Then the third one, I'm going to leave, what's the name of this, our local goalkeeper that we just drafted to the Super Eagles currently now.
Okay, is it Olanleke Ojo?
Olanleke Ojo, I'm going to leave him also. Those 3 players are the only players for now that they are worthy to wear green, white, green, represent Nigeria. Other players, from beginning to the end, without any apology, they should take it. They should go and sit down somewhere. Let's have another crop. We have over 220 million Nigerians, and I can bet you almost quarter of Nigerians will know how to play football. So we are talking about over 20 or 30 million people that can play football, and you cannot assemble 23, 24, 25 good players. Leave sentiment apart, because football is the only game, it's the only sport, it's the only time in this country that nobody cares about your religion. Nobody cares about your tribe. Nobody cares about where you come from. What we want to see is goal. You see everybody hugging and forgetting whatever the problem we are having right now. So I think that is the next thing we need to do. We have to disband the Super Eagles, or else, write it down today. We come back to this studio when we start the AFCON, and we're going to complain bitterly that we don't still have a team.
Well, a big one. They are talking about Super Eagles there, where one of them, Victor Boniface, saying they have the capacity and also the ability to at least win the AFCON. Well, according to Alale Peters, we don't even have a team. Up till now, we are still trying to see how we can figure out a good team for Nigeria. Well, from the way it is, in just a snippet, Ahmad Emmanuel, I see you breathing when he was talking. You seem to be overwhelmed with his analysis.
You know, sometimes when somebody is already speaking your mind, you just have to, give support psychologically, So that's why you saw that reaction. Honestly, I said,
and you are wearing Nigerian jersey.
I'm a Nigerian, really. It doesn't take that.
Okay, you're supporting Super Falcons.
The fact that we're talking about the Super Eagles here, they're not doing well. It's not because maybe we wish them bad, but then we want them to improve, So as a Nigerian, we have every right to criticize, figure out the faults and let them know exactly what to do. For God's sake, we've been talking for like how many years I can't remember, and I keep complaining. Okay, give us this, give us that. It's difficult for them to do. Why?
For 10 years now, we have not won the AFCON.
A domestic league where we believe is professional, even though that has been taken away. Fine, players plying their trade in the country. What are we doing to encourage them? Is it that we don't have quality players that can really wear this jersey for us in this country? Why is it that we must, base our selections on the players playing their trade in Europe? For me, it's nothing to really write home about. Like, if you want to start talking about the departments, from the goalkeeping department to the defense to the midfield, I mean, you begin to raise a lot of questions, especially the goalkeeping department. You have a coach that will never listen to you. Leave this guy out, try another goalkeeper. Even from our league here, I can name 3, 4, 5 goalkeepers that are fantastic, that can mark that goalpost. But you keep bringing this guy, and then he keep fumbling, and then breaking the hearts of soccer-loving Nigerians. For me, quite a lot of things needs to be done. But then I saw a story saying probably AFCON will determine the fate of the coach. I don't know if we're going to make it to AFCON. Let's qualify first before talking about AFCON determining the fate of the coach. We don't even know our fate right now. It's just that we're lucky that South Africa lost in the last game. That probably have just decided whether or not we'll be going to our next AFCON. So for me,
no, that's World Cup.
World Cup rather. Yes. I beg your pardon. So there are a lot of issues that we need to treat in terms of this team. So for Boniface saying they have capacity to go with, he's not going to do it alone. So it's a teamwork. So he shouldn't talk based on his performance, personal performance. He cannot do it alone.
Looking at Super Falcons there, you wonder what is happening to our squad now. Looking at the fact that we need to inject some new blood. They are really hungry for glory. Looking at Super Eagles, can they do it at AFCON? Although we have that particular news coming, and that will be in our subsequent edition concerning P0. That coach seems to be the one. Some Nigerians already tagging him the heartbreaker. Well, we'll see so that if we can make it to AFCON, can we actually lift that cup? And we also qualified for the World Cup, looking at the fact that we played 2 matches and we ended in a draw. Well, more of that will be coming. Quickly, let's move away from Super Eagles. Let's diverse at least a bit to the Nigerian National League, NNL, the second tier of Nigerian football. They find Sokoto Ijebu United for assault on match officials. Not only them, Katsina United also has been fined earlier. Just before we entered the studio, we heard the news of one of their players wearing a jersey, handwritten jersey. But right now, let's talk about Sokoto United and also Ijebu United for assault on match officials. Well, that's it. That's Katsina United jersey. We'll come to that. But let's quickly look at the verdict coming concerning that particular Ijebu United and Sokoto United. The NNL rules that the incident as an infraction and invokes section 16, subsection 1, 16, subsection 3, and 27, subsection 1.3 to fine Sokoto United the sum of 1 million naira and 50,000 naira to replace the damaged windscreen of Kebbi United balls and hospital bill for the treatment of the injured Kebbi player, Eli John. The NNL also ruled that the next 3 home games of Kebbi United at the Gingia Memorial Stadium will be under strict closed doors. Sokoto United have been given till 15th of December to respond to the fine. Sokoto United chief coach Mohamed Dan Asere and his goalkeeper trainer Shehu Rewan were handed 2 months ban by the NNL for the infamous role they play in the attack on match officials. Ijebu United had to pay the sum of 500,000 for the attack they supported. Their supporter meted to match officials in their Day 3 encounter with Tracy Football Club of Lagos at the Depot Dino Stadium in Ijebu, Ogun State. Supporters of Ijebu United were alleged to have descended on match officials after the away team Tracy equalized in the game that ended 1-1 there. And then a draw from Rule Book 27, subsection 1.3 to sanction Ijebu United. They had to ensure the fine is paid or not before their next home game. Is well, I know this is Nigeria nationally. I didn't know that it has gone to MMA. Miss martial arts.
They are cascading.
Seriously, what's happening to our football?
Well, I think what the NFF needs to do is to try and review their rule, their sanction metrics. They need to really seriously and urgently review it. What do I mean? It's not about paying fine. That's the truth. It's about point deduction, because you know what happens to when you have 3 or 6 points being deducted. Any assault on either match officials or visiting team whatsoever, 6-point deduction and no right of appeal. Let it be there.
And you will still pay?
No, yes.
Oh, good.
You're still going to pay. The fine will be there, 1 million naira. 6-point deduction will be there, and you will now investigate the actual culprit. Then you can now ban them 6 months and 1 year. This is Nigeria. We know ourselves. If you don't have all these stringent punishment measure on ground, they will just look at it that, okay, if I break at any years, what will happen? I'll pay 1 million. No problem, I'll do that. But if you look at it that, okay, if this happens, no, don't worry, I'm not breaking your head. Okay, if this happens, what will be the penalty? 6 points. So that means the 6-point deduction will even affect the whole team. So when you see any of your supporters or any of them, your team member trying to attack an opponent, you'll be the one holding and say,
please, don't draw us back.
If you do this, you're going to draw us back. I can't imagine Kano Pillars or Katsina United, with the point deduction they had previously that made them to relegate, they will ever try that again, because it has served as a lesson to them. So that is what we need. They need to review their rule first. There are some sanctions that's no right of appeal, and it has to come with point deduction. Anything called assault should be point deduction. Minimum 6 points.
Well, talking about that particular one, let's look at the Katsina United jersey right now. Just before we go to the studio, we saw that they have also been sanctioned. I don't understand what happened here. Is he a steward or a player?
Economic meltdown.
No, joke apart. Why would they write 27 at the back of? Is it that there was no jersey for the player? Ahmad, maybe you should answer this. You look like a Katsina United official. With all due respect.
Honestly, it's sad that this picture has been trending for like, after March the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. And it's for the wrong reasons, Katsina United as a club, playing in the elite league, I think they are supposed to have 2-3 jerseys reserved. I don't know what happened to the main jersey though. That this is the next option for a player.
Use biro, and I'm sure they use biro or pen or whatever.
It's embarrassing, really, And the fine now melted on them If you check the money, you check that money, probably if you want to buy 1 or 2 jerseys, you should be able to buy, quality jerseys with that money. So why don't you do the needful? And then why all this? Now, it's like a lot of people are watching now, and I just cannot imagine how people will be reacting back home that this is coming from our league. Nigeria, no.
And we are already projecting our league on TV, honestly, stream everywhere, and we are seeing this. Anyway, we just hope that we get it right, little by little. After all, they say Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll get there. But the art of turning players to steward or turning to mixed martial arts at the stadium is no longer needed right now in this century. We need to up our game. If you are continuing to say Rome was not built in a day, we need to at least stand up from crawling and begin to walk there. Just to give you insights concerning those bans coming from NN and also the MPFL. Away from there, 2023 sports year, we're reviewing some of the topics for the year, the events that happen. But we have in Nigeria, who really is a star player, star girl of Nigeria. When it comes to athletics, she really at least fly high the flag of Nigeria. Toby Amusan-Strave with Athletics Integrity Unit, the one they call AIU. Toby Amusan won the 2022 World Championship. 12.12 seconds record that is still standing till now. And after that, 2023, just a few days before the edition for 2023 was actually done, she was maybe released just 2 days to go, and that affected her race. She came 6th in that particular encounter. Although the lady showed that she's a Nigerian, after 2 weeks she bounced back and she was able to win another one. But this time around, let's talk about Toby Amusan-Strave, because when that thing happened, everybody was like, what? It was as if, does it look like, because a lot of Nigerians thought maybe this is a plan. They don't want the Nigerian to win, because just 2 days to go, that was when they actually free her to compete, and it was too close. Okay,
and they have a game plan. Unfortunately, they've not succeeded. Now, what do I mean? They are looking at a situation whereby if they allow her without pulling her down emotionally, probably she will go for that competition and break a record. Because that 12.12, it's not even a best record.
Yes, 12.06, they said it's wind aided.
I've never heard of wind aided or wind assisted spiked shoe or whatever before until now. So because they knew that leaving it at 12.6,
it will be very difficult.
It will be difficult for anybody to break that record. So now they left it at 12.12. And looking at 12.12 and 12.6, going for another competition, she may be able to still break that record of 12.12. What can they do? This is the best they can do. 2 days to the event. No matter how good you are, psychologically, because your name is at stake. This is a name that you've trained, you fought so hard to do. But I'm very happy for her. 2 weeks after that, she came back also.
Blew them away.
She blew them away. So I think whatever happens to her, it is a lesson that we all need to learn from. Now, there's a lot that the Athletic Federation also needs to do. What they need to do, if you go to their portal right now, they don't normally update all these doping substances. If you're talking about doping, the mindset of most Nigerians is because they use drug. No. It may even be that you are eating fufu or akpu, and they say there's a particular substance inside it, and that is affecting you.
Or the cream,
probably the
or
cream
soap.
Or the soap or whatever. So I think the Athletic Federation, they need to constantly, the last time they updated their website was about 7 or 6 months ago. And that is not really good for our athletics. So they really need to look into that. But for Toby Amusan, as far as I'm concerned, she has done herself proud. She has done the country proud. She has nothing to worry about. She should start preparing for 2024, where she's going to break the record that she has set.
While we are talking about breaking record, I have something for you. Let's have that particular, that special gift I have for Larry Peters on the show. And let's look at this. What can you say about this? What's happening?
Well, the truth is nobody knows how the elephant got to that place. But we'll all be waiting and see how the elephant will come down. But to be honest with you, I don't think this elephant coming down like they did the last season. I think Arsenal, they really meant business this time around. Take it or leave it. If they continue with the pace that they have right now, I think they've already worked on the reason why they couldn't win or why they lost the Premier League last season. This season, take it or leave it. I'm supporting Arsenal to win the league, but I'm not supporting them as a club.
Do you agree that this elephant will stay on this tree? Ahmad.
Well, a little bit funny here. The tree looks bigger than the last one also.
Well fed with some points. Well fed.
So as it is right now, like he said, I think if Arsenal fail to lift the trophy this time around, I'll be disappointed. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but then, like he said, we're all rooting for them to win. I mean, let them take this trophy. It's been long.
The elephant is really standing so strong.
It should not stand strong there. It shouldn't come down.
Oh, man, just at least on a lighter note, adding some spark to the show. We just have to put that there. Good one, at least for Arsenal fans. They can celebrate for a while. Let's see if they can continue to celebrate consistently. That's a good one there. Olawale Peter has been joining with us. Thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure being here.
And also, Ahmad Emmanuel, thanks very much.
Pleasure is mine. Thanks so much.
I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe, as we always say, the sport is business and fitness. Thanks for watching.